Hey everybody, so this video here is me talking about Duluth a little bit for a few minutes here, and then what I did was I got in my car and I drove around all of Duluth kind of showing you guys the city. And who I made this video for is probably, you know, people that are just interested in the Duluth, Minnesota area, the North Shore area of Minnesota. And it's also for people who might be thinking about moving here. So let me give you some facts real quick. Duluth has a population of 86,697 residents. That sounds like a good chunk, or maybe small depending on where you're from, but this city's got a major small town feel, and you get to know people and you get to see people out that you know. So it's really, it feels like a small town, much smaller than 86,000 would lead you to believe. It's also cited as a city where you can take refuge from global warming due to its paucity of punishing heat in proximity to an enormous source of fresh water. Yeah, we're supposed to not get real hot here, basically, is what that means. And our winters are even better than they used to be because of some of the climate control, but we're still going to get snow. And you know, people are moving here because it's been touted as a place that global warming isn't going to hit as bad as other areas. We've got a regional, this area here being a regional hub for healthcare, higher education, retail, and business services, offering diverse employment opportunities. We've got Essentia Health here, and I don't know how much you guys know about Essentia Health in Minnesota, but it's massive. And they just built a new building downtown. I show it in the video here coming up with me driving around. It is one of the bigger buildings I've ever seen, especially for a hospital. You know, we're situated in the North Shore of Lake Superior, so we got, you know, stunning natural landscapes, 129 parks, 11,000 acres of green space, 60 named streams and rivers. That's just in this area. You can go all the way up to the North Shore and even find more stuff. We got a vibrant art scene. We got numerous museums, theaters, festivals, and that's throughout the year. We got stuff going on all year long, so you won't get bored in our city. We got a great thing going on here. We got some really great attractions. One of them is Canal Park. You'll see me driving around there and showing you guys that. The aerial lift bridge. Our lift bridge is one of the most photographed things that we have in our city. You'll see that in the video too. We're going to drive over it 2 times, one going out and coming back. We got the Glen Sheen Mansion, which I kind of show you real quick to the right. I happen to live close to the Glen Sheen Mansion. And one thing I've never done here before is the Great Lakes Aquarium. That's supposed to be pretty amazing. I just haven't had a chance to go down there yet. And if you're into trains, we also got the depot downtown. So, you know, lots of points, a lot of good stuff there to give people a reason to come. And you know, winter doesn't stop us. We're out and about all the time. If you'll see downtown today, it was 29 degrees out and there's people everywhere. So anyway, this video here is just me driving around and showing you the city as best as I can. I'm not a tour guide or anything, and this isn't my specialty, but hopefully you get something out of it. So here's that video. Enjoy, guys. Hey everybody, I'm at Canal Park in Duluth, Minnesota. This is my view right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's snowing out ever so slightly. I'm in the little parking lot that's right next to the Maritime Visitor Center, which everybody parks at to go look at the lighthouse, and that's where we're gonna go. It's super cold. I didn't realize the wind was gonna make it as cold as it is, because it's like 29 degrees, and that's like a heat wave, but with the wind, it's pretty darn cold still. okay. This is the first time I've hooked up my external microphone, my DJI, I should say, to my camera. When I'm out like this, I use it all the time in the office, but first time I've used it like this. So hopefully we have good volume here and you guys can hear me. That's the Maritime Museum right there. That's the Duluth Lift Bridge. That's what we're known for, is our Duluth Lift Bridge. Whenever you see a picture of Duluth, they always like to get the lift bridge in there. And here's the channel that the ships come through. Then they go in there, in that bay there. That's the St. Louis River. So over here is Lake Superior. Once you go through this, then you're in the St. Louis River, and that's where they load up and do all the ships, things that they do, and then come back through here to go back out. Oh, look at that, guys. Wave, flood, surface, keep off during storms. We can't go in there. So in the distance there, you probably can see the lighthouse. I'll try to get a little closer to the fence here so you guys can see it, but there it is. With the wind, I thought the waves would be bigger, but they're not. So once you cross that bridge, then you're going out on the point. And what I'm in right now is Canal Park. And this is just a bunch of businesses and touristy things and restaurants. But once you cross the bridge and go out that way, that's all residential houses out there. Let's walk this way a little bit. And I'll drive out to on the point too and let you guys see that. I did not know we were getting snow today. See the old tugboat, guys? For Christmas and different things, they light it all up. They string lights all around it and everything. They still have some on it right now. If you guys have ever heard of the Grandma's Marathon, there's Grandma's Bar and Grill right there. Until I moved here, I didn't realize how big Grandma's Marathon is. It's huge. It shuts the whole city down. It's all the roads are blocked off, so you can't hardly get around in the car, and it's a really big deal, and it's really fun. All right, I think we'll go drive around a little bit. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right, here we go. Let's do some driving around in Canal Park. It feels so good to be in the car. It is so much warmer. There's Grandma's Bar and Grill. So on my right, you'll see a bunch of motels and stuff for all the tourists that come and hang out. And on the left will be all the stores and restaurants, things like that. Not sure if you guys have heard of Duluth Pack. but that's a pretty popular store, not just for Duluth, but all over the country. And they sell canvas and wax canvas bags and outfitter stuff. Yeah, they're great. We also have another company here in town called Frost River that does the same thing, but I feel that their stuff is way nicer, way better. So I like Duluth Pack, but Frost River is where it's at. Now if I go straight through these lights, then I'm back downtown. And we're gonna stay on Canal Park here, Canal Point. So basically the touristy area is that road we were just on, and then one block over is the other one. That ship over there is a museum. I don't know if you can see that pretty well there, but that's a museum. You can go out on the ship, it's pretty cool. It's the same ship as the Edmund Fitzgerald was, except this one's a little shorter. I guess they added to the Edmund Fitzgerald and it's longer. But if you ever wonder what the Edmund Fitzgerald's boat or ship looks like, that would be the same ship. So that's kind of cool. If you're not sure what the Edmund Fitzgerald story is all about, you should definitely read about it. It's a famous shipwreck that happened on Lake Superior. And right in front of us is the Duluth Bridge that we're going to go over. So once we get over the bridge, then we're on the point, and we're going to take the point all the way down to where it dead ends. If you guys are into drinking hard liquor, there's 𝐬𝐵𝐾 Distillery. They have amazing things there to drink. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but when I did, I loved going there. So here, you guys, listen to the tires when I hit the bridge. So now we're on Minnesota Point, and this is basically all residential, this whole point. On one side, I don't know if you can see it over here, that is the St. Louis River. And then on this side, see if we can get a glimpse of it, that would be Lake Superior. I'll try to get a view down a little further for you. There is a lady, this has been in the news lately, she's part of the Cargill family. So if you look up the Cargill company, she's part of all that stuff. And she bought a house down here. And I'm not exactly sure which house is hers, but she's been buying up other houses and having them torn down. And the city has lost their mind over it. The people that live out here, there's the lake, I don't know if you can see it there, but the people that live out here have also been losing their mind over it because they don't know why she's doing it. And it's really none of anybody's business, I guess, because it's her money and she's not doing anything illegal. But people are losing their mind, and the city's losing their mind because each one of those houses is, you know, it gets taxed, and it's a form of income for the city. So every time they tear a house down, that's less money coming in. There's a house being put up right there. Maybe that's one of the ones she tore down, I have no clue. But yeah, the city and the people have, it's been a hot topic here in Duluth. Once we get a little further down, it turns into a park and you can see the water better. So I'll take you guys all the way down to the end. To be transparent with you guys, I just did this video for you, and I wasn't recording, so I had to turn around and go back to where I first got back into the car and start all over again. So this is my second time, and I'm watching the timer go through on the video, so I know for sure we're recording right now. But yeah, this is my second time, my second go around. House for sale. If you notice, the houses are really tiny out here. There's some really nice houses, but a lot of them are just really small little homes. At one time, this was not a nice place to live, I'm told. And as time has went on, this has become a hot spot for people to move to. And a lot of houses get torn down and new ones put up. I think that lady that has been tearing down houses, I feel like her house is down here somewhere, but I'm just not sure which one it is. Degrees out. It doesn't feel like it with the wind though. Not sure if you guys have noticed, but I haven't been wearing glasses in my videos lately. I have a hard time reading up close, so it wasn't always that way. It's happened since I got older, so glasses with bifocals have been the way to go for me. But recently, at least I was told it was pretty recent by the glasses place, there's a new type of contact lens that's like a bifocal, but you can also see far with it too. And they had me try a set, and after going through a couple different tweaks with it to get the right prescription, I have bifocal kind of contact lenses where I can read with them but still see far, even though I can't see as far as I used to. It does take away some of the farness, but I can read and stuff. And oh my gosh, guys, I just love having contact lenses. I'm not dealing with dirty glasses all the time and scratched up glasses and breaking glasses and, you know, losing glasses. I don't know if you can see that way out there, but there's a nice fishing house. It's blue, and if you know anything about blue ice fishing houses, that's a clam. That's the brand. That's a clam blue ice fishing house. When I did a lot more fishing in the past, I used clam ice houses too, so I know that color pretty well. And there's more off to the distance, but you can't really see them yet. We're starting to get somewhat towards the end here. Now, which one do you think is that lady's house, guys? Is it that bigger one back in there? Maybe? That's the one I kind of think it is, but got a little place we can pull in here. This is the bus turnaround, it says. We're not turning around, we're going further out. Now we're officially on Park Point. So there's the sign for Park Point. And now we're in the park. There was a ton of ice houses out there recently, and now there's not. So they've taken their houses off the lake. I say lake, it is a river, but it's a big bay like a lake. I caught a lot of walleye out there last summer. Bathroom there for the park. Probably locked up because of the time of the year it is. That truck right there has nobody in it. That means they're probably out there ice fishing. There's a couple ice houses. They're way out there though, so you might not see them. Yeah, there's a guy walking way out there with a ice house sled behind him, so he's pulling his ice house out. We're almost to the very end. I can't not show you guys the very end since we're so close. You guys can see that over there, but there's seaplanes over there. We'll try to get closer. A lot of people take that trail, and then just on the other side of that little tiny hill there is a beach, and everybody goes out there to the beach. It's pretty popular in the summer. So the very end of this, I'll have to turn around up here, is the airport. It's the Sky Harbor Airport. Now this isn't our Duluth big airport that we have. This is just a tiny little airport. And what a weird place for it, but it's also pretty cool. There's some seaplanes right there, guys. And that's it. That's the end of the road. And all those ships that come through and go underneath the lift bridge, they go into that bay there. There's places for them to park and load up taconite and all sorts of things that are going on, that they're shipping all over the world. So, all right, well that's it for this one. I will maybe we'll go drive around downtown or something while we're out and about today. So this is it for now. See you in a little bit, guys. All right, so I thought I'd let you guys ride along with me back over the bridge. We're getting ready to go across the lift bridge after heading out on Minnesota Point here. So I don't know if you guys are into that sort of thing, but I think the bridge is really cool, and it's kind of the most famous thing about Duluth is our lift bridge. So here it is right in front of us. See the person that works the lift bridge up there. Can you see that, guys? Their job is to watch for the ships and raise and lower the bridge as necessary. All right, we're back in Canal Park. All right, let's figure out where else we're gonna go. We'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so we're up on Skyline Drive. Let's see what this is all about. Drive is a really pretty road. I mean, a road with real pretty views of Duluth. Those are all like parking spots for ships right there. They come through and then go to wherever they need to go. And that's the point we just went out on, guys. So you can't see it from this angle, but the lift bridge is over here, just out of sight. And we drove all the way out there to where the airport is at the end. So that's Lake Superior over there. And all this water on this side of the point is the St. Louis River. You can see it go off in the distance there. So this is the industrial portion of Duluth. You can obviously see that. We got the train yard right there. And then we got Lincoln Park over there. We'll drive around Lincoln Park a little bit. Lincoln Park was an area that was kind of run down, low-income housing, pretty rough neighborhoods, and it's changing. Some amazing businesses have come in, and it always starts out with restaurants and better shopping and better coffee shops, and then now people are starting to buy into the neighborhood, the homes and things, and it's got a turnover going on, and you know, it's still affordable, but it's going to start going up in price as time goes on, because it's a really great place to be right now. Now if you look behind me, if you see a little bit of a nub popping up right there, that's Anger Tower. And we're gonna go there next. It's not so little when you get over there, but from this view, it looks really little. There's other views down there, down that way, from this same road, that show kind of a neat view too of downtown and stuff like that. I'll try to get down there as well. All right, let's keep rolling. So I pulled into Anger Tower here. It's an awesome little park, great hiking. And what do we see? We see a gate. You can't get into Anger Tower right now, which really stinks. I didn't know that. I don't know why it's closed. Well, so much for Anger Tower. Let's go to Lincoln Park. See you soon. Okay, so we're coming into Lincoln Park. Well, we're basically in Lincoln Park, but we're more in the residential portion of it. We got St. Louis River in front of us. Bunch of neighborhoods back in here. So if you like to drink beer, Lincoln Park's a really great place to live, because this is where most of our breweries are. And there's one, even though I don't drink alcohol anymore, there's one I go to a lot. It's called 𝐼𝐸 Minor. 𝐼𝐸 Minor might have the best pizza in Duluth. It is super good. They make their own root beer and they make their own kombucha. So when I go for the pizza, beer, or kombucha. And their kombucha is really, really good. I also come here for a coffee shop. Come here quite a bit to go to 190 Coffee Shop. Amazing coffee. The baristas are really cool. They're really nice. And we have another little place here. I believe it's still considered Lincoln Park. It's Duluth bread. Duluth's best bread. That's what it's called. Got to get that best in there. We got a couple of good restaurants over here as well. This is actually one of one of my favorite taco places. It's called 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿. And I think they've got the best tacos in Duluth. If you like those little tiny Mexican style street tacos, that's where you go. So 𝐼𝐸 Minor is behind us. We just missed it, but that's okay. You've seen a brewery before. Here's Duluth cider. If you like ciders, we've got another distillery that's coming called Duluth Whiskey Project. It's not open yet, but they're working on it. So that's coming. And this is kind of the hot spot, starting right about here. When you're thinking of Lincoln Park, this is what people are kind of thinking about. We got Burger Paradox there. They got a mean burger. I mean, a lot of empty places still. So there's still room for improvement here, you know. There's businesses in here on each side. A lot of those little places are empty. So, I mean, it's still up and coming. A couple of bars. They're kind of holdovers from the old neighborhood. And I would say this is where the next 2 blocks are probably the nicest of the area. We got Asian cuisine on the left, the spice and tea exchange. That's the Dovetail has got really good coffee. There's Frost River. We talked about that earlier. It's one of my favorite stores. We got the OMC if you like barbecue. We got a skateboard shop there. There's Coffee Shop 190 over there. I'll come around the back side of that. And just recently, I'm a big music guy. You guys probably know that. But just recently, we got a music shop that opened up. Got a salad shop that opened up last summer. Right there. Probably our best known brewery is right up here on the left in that brick building. That's Bent Paddle Brewery. And they do an amazing job. They have a lot of food trucks that are out there in the summer. This is where I normally park, somewhere right here for this place. 190 Coffee Shop. Now we're kind of on the back side of the main drag that runs through Lincoln Park. And it's full of businesses still. I'm not sure what this person's doing. I don't think they know either. They pulled over like they're gonna park and then kept right on going. All right, so that's Lincoln Park, guys. It's short, not much to see, but it is an upcoming area. It's a cool place to purchase if you're thinking about moving here. It should be on your radar, especially if you're looking for a home that you can get for a reasonable price. This is one of the less expensive areas, but still pretty darn cool. I don't know if those are going to be rental or for sale, but they're obviously building condos or apartments or something right here. Okay, let's figure out where we're going to go next. I'll be back. All right, so we're down in the downtown area right now. Thought I'd show you guys the downtown area. And I don't know what it's going to be like now, but we do have a large population of homeless here. And maybe I'll zigzag through. So there's not that many roads. If you can see the bottom of the hill, we'll zigzag till we get to the bottom of the hill. Because once you get to the bottom, that's pretty much the end of downtown. Now we're starting at the top. It gets busier as we go. The main drag running through downtown is Superior Street, and that's the road that'll be at the bottom. These are all the government buildings over here. So that's a Native American building there. Yeah, it's all full of Native American stuff. And if you see some of the Native American artists on my walls in my office, a lot of it came from there. There's some amazing Native American artists in this city. You got some really cool buildings in town here. There's Lake Avenue. That goes out to Canal Park. So that's a pretty busy road. Look at that monster of a building over there, guys. That's the new Essentia Health Hospital. Essentia is huge in this city. And coming over here from the Pequot Lakes area, which is over by Brainerd, Minnesota, where I used to live, I was already in the Essentia, kind of their little, you know, system, I guess you'd call it. All right, so we'll go down this one now. That building had a fire, obviously. One thing you'll know about Duluth, it's pretty old, and we have more fires here than I've ever seen anywhere else. Hopefully that police officer doesn't come after me for recording here. Like I said, at every block that we go down, it'll be a little nicer than the one before that. I'll try to pull out here a little bit for you guys. This is Lake Street. We do have one Thai restaurant in town. It's called Thai by Thai. I've eaten there once, and it's the worst meal I've had since I've been here. So unfortunately, as far as my experience with the Thai restaurant here, we have no real good Thai food, unfortunately. And that sucks because I really like Thai food. Matter of fact, that's the worst meal I've had in the city. Not just Thai food, but in the whole city, all the places I've eaten at, that is the worst. Here's our YMCA. It's pretty big and pretty awesome. Now here's a little place that's hard to find. Caribbean cuisine. Amazing food. Little hole-in-the-wall joint, and they do a great job. The chef there is really, really good. And now we're back into that area where we were on the block up one block, where we saw these city buildings, government buildings. I think we'll turn here. All right. And this is Superior, guys. So there's the Minnesota Depot. It's pretty cool. I have a video on the depot right there, and there's our awesome library. And if you notice, it's shaped like a ship. That's on purpose. It's supposed to look like a ship, kind of. It's a great library. It's got a few floors in it, and tons of books and magazines and all sorts of good stuff. Now here's the main drag for our downtown. You'll see most of the nicer restaurants and stores and stuff like that. Of course, what downtown is not complete without a Starbucks? You gotta have a Starbucks. Awesome Indian restaurant right there. I really like it. Clothing stores, outfitters, things like that. Minnesota Surplus Plus, it's kind of like an outfitter. Little Irish bar over here on my left. Still got to go there and check out the food. Lizard, I forgot to show you guys, but Lizard's art gallery we just passed on the left. Great art gallery, and they also do all the framing for all the different galleries, so if you need something framed, they're the place to go to. Duluth Coffee Company gets really great reviews for coffee. It's that corner place right there, and I've been there a few times. I'll have to say it is really good. Unfortunately, yes, we do have a casino downtown, and that sucks. Why does it suck, you say? Well, first of all, I don't gamble, so it doesn't do me any good. But also, it brings kind of riffraff hang around it, you know? Here's Graceland Plaza. It's an awesome building. And my buddy Kyle's got a jewelry store at the end here. Looks like they're open. We got Duluth Trading Companies right there. And we're going to start coming out of the downtown area. There's the lake over here. Essentia Health again. This is that massive building I was talking about. We've got Pickwick, which is kind of like an old school steakhouse. I ate there. The food was really good. The steak was tiny. And this is really cool. This is Fittger's building. Yeah, they got a brewery in there, and it's a bunch of shops. It's a motel. And we shop there quite a bit. They've got a clothing store that we go to quite a bit. You know, we like to hike and stuff here, and it's outdoor type clothing. Babeni is my favorite Italian restaurant in the neighborhood. Really, really good. This is Sir Benedict's. So they got really good beers on tap for guys that like to drink beer, and amazing sandwiches. It's a pretty popular spot. It's always packed. And again, we're heading out of the downtown area. This is where we go to get our stuff that we can't wash at home washed. All right, so that's that. Now we're heading towards Canal Park, and that's where I live, in Canal Park. So we're heading back towards my house. I don't know that I'm going home yet. I might take you guys up the coast on an old Highway 61. So let's see what happens. I thought you guys might want to see London Road here. I'm on. That right there is the end of Highway 35. So if you're coming up from the cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul area, you would get off right there because the highway stops. That's, you know, Highway 35. And then you take a right, and this is considered Highway 61 now, or London Road, same name. And we've got some cool stuff here on this road. Pretty nice houses back in here. All these houses are right on Lake Superior. So to my right is Lake Superior. You probably can see it in there. I think I was looking online one time. I think they pay like 10 grand a year and even more for their homes to have here. You probably have heard of the Conan Mansion, or the Glen Sheen Mansion, I should say. The family's name is Conan. But here's the Glen Sheen Mansion, famous mansion. It's a, it says historic there, but it's owned by the University of Duluth, and it's a museum now. And if you guys don't know about the Glen Sheen Mansion, you should read about it. It's got some great history. There's a famous murder that took place there, so that kind of leads to its mystique and stuff like that. It's really, I've been to it once, it was really fun. So I almost bought one of these. Not too expensive, and I think they start around $750,000, and for this block that's not too bad. And we just decided not to, just because this road in the summer gets so backed up with traffic. This is the main road to go up the North Shore. And I'll show you guys that when we get up here a little bit. But we decided we didn't want to deal with the traffic. Oh my, guys, look up ahead. Something's going on. I see cops, I see a crane. What the shit? What the shit? What am I supposed to do? Did a tree fall? What happened here? Got the fire department out. Okay, I'm gonna try to turn and go around the block here, but let's, what happened? Something didn't go right for somebody. Detour time. So where I showed you guys the mansion, I live just a little bit up the hill from there. So I live in this is my neighborhood. This is a little further down. The further down you go, then it turns into Lakeside. So I'm not sure if this is still considered Conan or Lakeside, but yeah, I just live right up the hill from that mansion, like 2 blocks up or something like that. That's kind of my neck of the woods. Let's see, are they gonna let me? No, they're not. So we got to figure something else out. Because if I turn here, that's all backed up still. It's all right. I know where to go. Yeah, we're definitely in Lakeside. Now that I can see a little bit better. Lakeside's a great neighborhood. And if I was to move from Conan, I would move to Lakeside if I was going to stay in Duluth. And the reason is, you guys see a lot of my videos, I'm at Lester Park. Lester Park is in Lakeside. And I would love to just live where I could walk out my front door and be at Lester Park. So I live just behind me a little ways and up the hill. And I come down here quite a bit. I go to a coffee shop that unfortunately is not open on Mondays, but it's called Amity. And it's right in here. There's Amity Coffee Shop. I love it. Great coffee, great people. I don't know, there's something about coffee shops. Not only do I go there for the great coffee and the occasional cookie or some sort of bakery good, but I always end up getting to know the people working at the coffee shops. And a lot of times, these smaller coffee shops, it's the owners of the coffee shops that I get to know. And it seems like people that get into the coffee business are always really polite and fun and nice to talk to. Here's my bank. One of my banks, US Bank. And we have a new restaurant. You can tell I'm a foodie, guys. I always point out the restaurants, but we have a new restaurant. It's not open on Mondays, but it's called Falliston. And I might be butchering that name, and if I am, I apologize. It's right there. And it's Palestinian food, and it is amazing. They do a great job. As a matter of fact, that place used to be a different restaurant. They had like breakfast stuff, you know, eggs, bacon, pancakes, whatever. And that restaurant that's there now did a pop-up restaurant on a day that the other restaurant was closed, and they did so well that they ended up getting the space for themselves, and they're there full time now. They're open like Wednesday to through Saturday, I believe, and they're open from like 10, I think, to 3 o'clock. So they open a little later and close a little earlier. We're definitely in Lakeside, guys. This is a great neighborhood. It's very quiet. We're at the end of the Duluth area, kinda, and then right after Lakeside, you're heading up the North Shore. Lake Superior Brewing, when I drink beer, they had some great beers there, but their food was even better than their beer, I thought. They have really good food there. Yeah, I'm talking about food again. Can you tell what time it is? 11:38. It's time for lunch. That's what time it is, and it's all I can think about right now is food. And of course, I'll be going past the grocery store next. You guys got Super Ones in your area? That's a big chain up here. We shop at the co-op up here for most of our stuff. It's called Whole Foods, not to be confused with the great big monster Whole Foods that's owned by Amazon these days. We have 2 Whole Foods co-ops, and yeah, that's where we get most of our food, but we do go to Super One sometimes for different things as well. Okay, I'm not going to turn here, but this is the beginning of Leicester Park. So when you guys see me at Leicester, this is where I'm at. I'll turn here, and then I park just up there, and it's really, really big. It's as big as you want it to be. I could spend all day there and not go over the same trail twice. It's kind of like an upside down triangle, the shape of it. So it starts off skinny at the bottom here, and then as you go up it, it gets wider and wider, and there's just so much to do in there and so much to see, and lots of people go there. But the further up you get, the less people you see, the further you get. So if you can tell here, no houses, right? We're coming out of the residential area of Duluth, and now we're gonna head up the North Shore, and we're gonna do the North Shore Scenic Drive. That's what I was talking about earlier. So this is the new Highway 61. And I could go left here. We could get up the North Shore really fast, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight across, and we're going to go up Old Highway 61. This is another area I was looking to buy when I first came here. I was going to either buy something or build up on the lake. What I found out was it's extremely hard to buy property up here. If it does come for sale, it sells immediately. And I was thinking, you know, maybe buying a house, like I said, or building. Either way, the properties, whether it's a house or just land, they sell really, really fast. And I didn't want to wait years to move here, so I got lucky with the house I did buy. I got really lucky with the house I bought. It was crazy. We put an offer in, and just it went on the market within like a day or so. The market is super, super hot in Duluth. The lake's right here, guys, by the way. And I think our agent wanted us to get in a bidding war with other agents. He said there's other offers coming in, we should wait to see what they offer. And I was like, are you serious? Put our offer in. I don't want to wait to see what others are. If there's no offers in yet, get my offer in. Maybe she'll accept it before these other ones. And I made a cash offer on the house with no contingencies, no inspection, nothing. And he didn't want to put the offer in, but I forced him to do it, and he did, and she took it. And I got really lucky, and she was kind of mad too that I was like, I put the offer in, but they wouldn't get it to you. And she's like, yeah, I didn't know what was going on. But if she would have waited a couple more days, all those other offers would have came in, because that's what happens to the houses here, especially if they're nice, and my house is nice. And it would have sold for more. It for sure would have. There's all these places as you're going up the highway here where you could pull over and just hang out. There's all sorts of them. You've probably seen a couple already now, and there's a whole bunch more. So people are just hanging out here on the shore of Lake Superior. They're fishing. They're searching for gold. Yes, you did hear that right. We've got a lot of people that get gold out of that sand, and it's kind of a fun thing to do. I think I might try it next year. I'm thinking about doing gold panhandling just for fun, and I'm thinking about getting a metal detector. I thought that'd be kind of fun too. This is the water plant. All the water for Duluth gets its water from here, and it comes off of Lake Superior. That's what I understand. So if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments below, but that's what I understand. Now, if you notice, when we were on in Canal Park and I showed you the lake, there was ice. Once you get out here, there's no ice. This part of the lake hardly ever freezes because it's so deep. And the ships will come in. We have an icebreaker in the bay that comes out, a ship that can break the ice and make a path for the ship to come in. And I've seen that happen a few times this winter. A lot of times you look out here and you can see the ships, but I don't see any today. A lot of the houses are on the left side of this road, and they look across the road to see the lake. I'd rather be on the lake if I was going to be over here. A friend of mine told me that it's being on the lake isn't all that, Lake Superior, that is, isn't all that you think it's going to be. It's super loud, he said, when you live on the lake. The lake can be really noisy, and that he says most people won't like it, but I'd take it. I'd do it. I'll show you the place I almost bought up here. Somebody beat me to it. If I don't miss it. Another little pullover place. And then you walk down below, and there's little trails down to the beach down below. And a lot of the beach on Lake Superior isn't like a nice sandy beach. There is a lot of that, but that's not most of it. Most of it's rocky beach, so you're standing on big rocks. This is a real rocky part of our state. It's really expensive to have a well done because they have to go super, super deep, and they usually have to go through tons of hard rock. That's the McQuaid Harbor there, guys. If you can see it. Now, if I keep staying on this road, we're going to end up in Two Harbors. And Two Harbors is another great little city. The houses there aren't very expensive. They're older homes. A lot of them need work, but you can get a really good deal on them. Here's another little spot you can pull over and park and hang out. A lot of people fish down below that wall there. And if I keep on heading up here, this road ends, and then you go on the new Highway 61, and that goes up to Grand Marais. And then just past Grand Marais is Canada. The big city that you'd get to in Canada is called Thunder Bay. And we went there for the first time. I've heard about Thunder Bay my whole life, and I've never had the opportunity to go there. And a couple months ago, my wife and I, we drove up, and I decided to keep right on going right into Thunder Bay, just a day trip. Getting into Canada and telling them they were on a day trip was a little tricky because they made us park and get out and come in the building as we were crossing the border, and they questioned us and did all that stuff, but they ended up letting us through. And we went up to Thunder Bay, and it was beautiful all the way up to Thunder Bay, but when I got to Thunder Bay, it wasn't as pretty as I thought it'd be. It's not that pretty of a city. It's like a little industrial city, you know, it's a lot of factory type looking stuff, and run down and old. This is where I fish when I come fish the lake, this little spot here. I walk down below and fish. Houses on this side. Another little turnaround spot, or a hangout spot. This is a neat little gift store called Moon, and I don't know if they're open today, but it's a neat little gift store. This is the Scenic, the new Scenic Cafe, it's called. It's my favorite restaurant up here. If you're looking for a nice, real kind of a, it's not fancy in there, but the meals are fancy, I would say, at least for me. But they're super, super good. Like I say, it's my favorite restaurant up here. I haven't been in a while. I was waiting for them to change up the menu a little bit. They do that a lot. And then when they change it up, I'll head back in and check out all the new stuff. Take you guys up to my favorite, a place that has smoked fish up here, and then we'll turn around up there. To show you guys that house I almost bought. Maybe saying it's a house is giving it too much credit. The shack I was going to buy, I was buying it only to tear it down and put something new up, and I ended up not doing it because the lot was so small, and all the setbacks and all the things that I would have to go through to put something there. It would have made it very difficult to put something nice up. And then the well that's there is shared with the neighbor. And the neighbor does not have a full-time home, and this that's currently there, the place I would have bought, is not a full-time home. So if I put a full-time home up, this well was above ground, it wasn't set up for use in the winter, I would have to do the work. I'm sure the neighbor wouldn't want to pitch in to do anything to the well because it suits him or her just fine. So if I wanted to do something nicer with the well so it's more year-round, I would have had to do that, and I would have to do the upkeep on the well and all that stuff. And if I'm going to do all that, I just want to own it outright, and that was one of the reasons I didn't purchase it as well. So too small, too hard to build something nice. The garage would have had to go under the house, which is fine because there's no room to put it like next to the house. I would have just had to build the house taller, and that would have been fine. But even doing that, it would have been very difficult to get approved for any of the stuff I wanted to do. It just would have been a little, it can be only a small little place, tiny little shack. And I need, with all my cars and stuff, I got 5 different vehicles. It just wouldn't have worked. But you try to think of ways to make things work because there's not a lot of properties that come up for sale that are right on the lake. That's it right there. There's nobody behind me so I can stop, but that's all it was. But look at that view I would have had. And I don't know if it's sold or not. That's the property. That's all it is. And so it's really, really tiny. But that view would have been amazing. It would have been just amazing. And I would have made it a full-time home, you know, built something really nice and everything, but just wasn't meant to be. We'll go a little further up, guys, and call it a day. I said Ken, but it's, or no, maybe I didn't say Ken. It's Russ Kendall's. I always think Ken something, but this is Russ Kendall's Smokehouse. And I bought smoked fish all over the country, and that is by far the best I've ever had. I highly recommend it. Even if you live out of the state, they do ship. This is called Knife River we're in here, guys. Knife River. And it's a little spot here with a little area here of like some residential homes, like a little neighborhood back in here. And yeah, it's a neat little area. All right, I'm not going to go any further up, but I think that's it for the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, my little tool around the Duluth, Minnesota area and up the North Shore a little bit for you. And we'll see you on the next video. Everybody have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.